This episode of the Camp Staff Podcast is brought to you by Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It is a free application, so all you have to do is download it on your phone or go to the website anchor.fm to get started. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will actually distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker Audio, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. So if you don't have any people listening to you or listen to your podcast, or if you don't have anyone that likes you, you can still make money if at least one person does. And it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Anchor.fm. Download the App Store today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Camp Staff Podcast. I'm your host, David. Welcome. We have an exciting show today, don't we, Zach?
Oh, that's me, Zach?
Yes.
The other host of the Camp Staff Podcast? Poggers, dude.
Did you just say poggers? Because I have to agree with you.
Poggers, dude. Yes, sir.
All right.
All right.
This is not
This is
going to
gonna
be a
be
typical episode.
Ladies first.
Of course. This is not going to be a very typical episode of the Camp Staff Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Over the summer, we were able to experience 3 weeks of summer camp. But instead of a traditional summer camp, we did camp quarantine. So you guys are going to be inside COVID camp. You're right. So you guys are going to be inside the minds of staff members who got to participate the front lines of COVID camp, right? So everybody had to stay 6 feet apart. Everybody had to socially distance and wear a mask, right?
Face masks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being the hype man, you know.
Zach's got my back, right? So essentially, they broke all of staff into three different cohorts.
Four.
Right?
Those technically,
technically
four.
four.
Technically four. The fourth one was just female, though.
Yeah.
But they were mixed in with the other cohorts.
So their purpose was literally to cross-contaminate, which they didn't want. But it's not over yet. Let's not go over that, you know. So basically, we have stories from 4 different areas. The 4 different areas that Zach and I were involved with, right? So Zach, would you like to go over the different types of areas we had in our little cohort or group?
So with our cohort, we were in a group with 3 other areas if you count my area, but 4 areas in total. We had shooting sports with us, so archery, rifle, shotgun, scoutcraft, so all the scout skills related merit badges, pioneering, orienteering, geocaching, cooking, and camping, ecology, that's self-explanatory, and Trailblazers, which is our first year program where we go over scout ranks like first class, second class, and scout. And there's also tenderfoot. And so basically, we named ourselves Shooting Scouts because it's a play on words of shooting sports and scoutcraft.
Right.
Because those were the 2 main areas, basically.
Yeah, Trailblazers is left in the dust right now. Russell in the chat, which you guys will meet Russell later. He is very angry because he's the Trailblazers area director.
Basically, little scoutcraft. Yep.
Yep, I agree. We'll go over that later. So, the order of operations, what we're gonna do is this episode's gonna have 4 different little chapters, right? So basically, we're gonna start with my personal area, shooting sports. So I'd like to all the shooting sports stuff.
So David, every time I hear you say so, basically, I'm expecting to say I'm monkey.
Oh, true.
Every time I hear you say
open up with the shooting sports. So can I get
shooting sports
and Joseph and Chris to unmute, right? Right. So let's start with Chris since he's an area director. Hey Chris, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. How about you?
Pretty excellent. Joe, what's up?
Doing good.
All right, Bet, Steven, what's poppin'?
I'm doing pretty good right now. Just chilling.
Excellent. So, Chris and I, we are archery, like the entirety of it. Joseph works with an old guy, and Steven technically is Scoutcraft, but we'll go over that later. So, Shooting Sports had a couple of stories to share about our experience with Camp COVID. Do we not, fellers?
Oh, we definitely do.
We do.
Oh yeah, we do.
So, who wants to start? Steven?
I like how you guys said we do, but didn't go into detail.
Right. Who wants to start? There's like 2 or 3 bangers, right? Let's start
I
with
guess
Chris.
we can go first.
Yeah.
I figure we can go first with the sign story.
The signs? Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not talking about astrology signs, like the baby no money sign. Astrology. Anyways, continue, Chris.
So it started during the in-person like setup weekend,
Hmm.
and we were going around the different areas, kind of like checking in on people, and we saw the STEM sign,
Of course.
and that's when we had the great idea to just borrow it, because originally we were going to do some skit to show that the different areas are all involved with archery,
Hmm.
and we never ended up doing the skit, but eventually the sign just lived at archery for the first week of camp.
It was kind of fantastic because we'd get the weirdest looks. And then some people just wouldn't notice at all. And then when they did notice, they were just like, bro, what are you doing?
Honestly, it made my day most of the time, seeing
Mhm.
people's reaction to the sign.
Especially when Scoutmasters would walk by and they'd just be like, huh? They do. That's so weird. Why do they do STEM here? Right.
Right. And then,
Fun story, but not as big as when the 2 dogs ran onto the archery range. Remember that, Chris?
that
Dogs.
was probably the highlight of the summer, honestly.
Honestly,
Who let the dogs out? Woof, 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 woof.
Be the real question right there.
Yes, sir.
So I'll set the scene, right? I just told the kids to retrieve their arrows, so they're coming back 5 arrows with their hands in their hands with their palms facing down.
Ooh,
like
can I be
this.
the sound effects guy?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Do you have a
You can
sound
cont-
that you wanted to share? I was
No,
waiting.
not yet.
Okay,
yet.
okay, my bad. So basically, they're walking back. They put their arrows in their quiver. Okay. Anyways, so they all go to the ready line. Okay, if you've ever seen an archery range or worked at a shooting sports range, there's usually a ready line and a firing line. Okay, so they're at the ready line, and then a kid looks at me, and she goes, "Hey, there's 2 dogs running on the range," and I was fully prepared to turn around and see a bear because there's just not wild dogs on our camp. That's just impractical, right? So I do a
Right.
quick 180 and behold, behold, there's 2 dogs just running towards us. Okay, what are we doing?
I'm the sound effect guy.
We're clowning. So yeah, it pretty much just ate away at 45 minutes of class time while these kids just pet this dog. It got so bad where the director of support services had to come and just pick up one of the dogs, and the dog just refused. I don't know if you guys saw images of that. Did y'all?
No.
I was there when it
This
happened,
is a
so
podcast.
I was definitely there.
No, I was
As
talking
was
just
I.
like our group here. Hold on, there's like 10 of us. So yeah. Oh, you can go over the bomb story, Chris.
Oh, the bomb story.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, to set the scene, David was interested in one of my bows, and so he decided he would start like practice shooting it to see if he can get a feel for it. And then as he's shooting, he calls over to me and says that he has a problem. And at first, I just see that the bow is fully drawn back, so I just tell him to shoot it. And then he starts to wave at me with the hand that should have been on the bowstring, and nothing happened with the string. It stayed fully back. Now, David, what was going through your mind when that
I'm about to die.
happened?
So can you kind of
Pretty-
explain to them the danger of a compound bow?
Right. So with a
set a
compound
scene, you
bow,
know? Paint a picture in their mind.
essentially, the way a compound bow works, it's super high pressure, and the wheels and cams that are on the top and bottom of the limbs hold all the pressure together. What happened when David pulled it back was one of the bottom pieces, called a string stop, turned and twisted into the cam, which jammed the whole thing. This caused all the strings to go limp. However, we weren't sure when the pressure was just going to release itself. And if it did, the entire bow would have exploded in his hands, essentially.
Yeah. So basically, if
I'm Monkey.
yeah, I am Monkey. Okay, let's get this story out of the way. Okay, before everybody quotes me. Over the summer, typically I have this one like saying, right? And I'll beat the horse until not only it's dead, but it is dug into its grave in the ground, right? Last summer it was You Like Jazz. Everybody can say I
Mhm.
definitely overused that last summer.
You overuse
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's my shtick.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this summer I just started saying, so basically, I am Monkey. I don't know where I heard it, but it was kind of like Tourette's. I kept on like saying it impulsively, and everybody was getting tired of it until they just weren't tired of it anymore, and they just started embracing it.
Embraced is a strong word. I would use.
I don't
I
know,
would've
Chris.
used-
Chris, wouldn't you say everybody's kind of embraced the monkey meme?
I definitely think everybody has embraced their own inner monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, we all definitely did.
Oh yeah, for sure.
David, I have a question.
Yeah,
You like jazz?
I love jazz, dude. All right, Steven, you said you had a little story to tell. Would you like
I
to
was
explain
just-
your situation between Scoutcraft and shooting sports? And I'll kind of just be your part in the shooting sports segment.
Oh, yeah. So I was hired on to work shooting sports. And then they decided, nah, we need Scoutcraft people. So they moved me over there. But then, like, the last week they went, okay, you can go ahead and work shooting sports. So I worked 2 weeks of Scoutcraft and then moved back to shooting sports for the last week.
You had fun at Scoutcraft.
Oh, yeah, I did. But I had more fun at shooting sports because that's my home turf.
That's
'Cause
his
it
home
broke-
turf.
It broke my heart.
Did it really?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Was
it
like,
actually did.
Was it like watching your son go off to college for the first time? And you're just like, dang.
No,
You did
even
get
better
some
because I'm not
goals.
related to him.
All right. I think that's all the time we have allowed for shooting sports. We are so humbled to be a
So
part of Shooting
Steven,
Scouts.
wait, let's continue with Steven.
Oh yeah.
Steven, do you have a story for shooting sports that you would like to tell?
No, I really don't.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just wanted to make sure.
we're missing a couple people from his area who might have had a story, but unfortunately, they're surfing the sunny beaches of California right now. It's not even a joke.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, thank you, Shooting Sports. We'll come back
Yay.
to everybody later. At the end of the show, we're gonna go over our campsite experience, which is gonna be A1. All right, so moving on, Zach, would you like to transition us into our next?
So, as we said earlier, we are broken into one group broken up into 4 areas. The second area that we're going to go over is Scoutcraft, also known as my area. And I would like my 2 staff members that are here to unmute their mics. Steven. There we go. The first one we're going to introduce is named Joey. So hi, Joey. Welcome to the show.
Ayo, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I am doing mint.
Nice.
Ooh, spicy.
Mint.
Like spearmint.
And we also
or
have
peppermint.
Whoa.
Like peppermint,
Peppermint. Okay.
for sure.
Like peppermint
Spicy.
mocha, so it's like spicy and chocolatey.
Exactly. Good whole mix in
Ah.
there.
Mm-hmm. He was my he was my cooking instructor, and the funny thing about him is that he's allergic to most foods.
That's very true.
He's risking his life.
He was risking his life teaching the cooking merit badge
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
due to the COVID, but also because he has allergies. So
Yes.
At
Yeah,
any
there was
point,
multiple
he could have
threats.
just become puffed up and just died.
Exactly. Good times.
And we also have Steven here, which we introduced, I think, just a minute ago. So
Yeah.
hello, Steven. How are you?
I was also one of our cooking instructors.
Yes, sir. Cooking instructors. What? Steven also worked shooting sports. If you didn't know. Wow. Fun fact. It's like we already talked about him.
It's
No
almost as
way.
if we covered that 30
That's
seconds
like-
ago.
crazy.
Just want to refresh it. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so Joey, how are your feet?
Oh, they're great. They're doing well. You know. My fourth toe. Oh, that's really bad right now. Actually, probably broken. But
Can you go into detail on why your fourth toe is not in the best of
so-
moods?
So basically, I am monkey. But
Yes. Thank you.
continuing on, one night at Scoutcraft Pavilion, we got a little bit bored, and Scoutcraft were a little bit wild, so we decided, you know what? We have a plastic water bottle here, full of Gatorade,
Mhm.
and we're gonna use that as a soccer. Yeah, it was great.
A soccer.
So we, that's our soccer ball. That's
There
our
you
soccer
go.
ball. We had we had 2 goals because it's a pavilion, and you could go through it. It's big entrances. So then we started a game, and there was this guy, Jacob. He's on the call. AO. We'll meet him later. And basically, we were going 1-on-1, trying to dribble the ball out, and then I just absolutely yeet my foot into his foot, and boom, yeah, it curled my toes. It was a great experience. Yeah.
Infection.
Yeah, and then black and blue and swollen. Good times for sure. And then all I have to say is, Jacob, you're a powerhouse. Well played.
Yeah. It's from all the deodorant he eats. So
Oh
True,
yeah,
true.
he gets the juice
Mhm.
from the deodorant.
it makes him very powerful. He's like an almighty god.
Yes.
I wouldn't go that far, but
When,
yes, sir.
when we get to Jacob, I'll go over to the story how he almost disabled my entire leg while playing a game of soccer.
Very
Yeah,
cleanly.
we had multiple injuries, but it was worth it.
Worth it.
Well, when
worth
when we say a scout is clean, Jacob takes it quite literally. All right.
Oh, my gosh. Zach, I'm sure you have a fun Scoutcraft story.
Oh,
considering it's
thanks
your
for-
area.
thank you. I do have a fun Scoutcraft story. So we so week 1, yes, the first week. Also the first day of classes. Let me tell you that now. This is the first day of classes that this happened. The second half of class, we do our tent setup. I was teaching the camping merit badge. We set up a tent, and then you talk about a few things, and then basically we go on a hike for 4 miles. And so I go on the hike with my kids. I walk off, and I'm like, and I look at my area, and we have like a fire pit there. This fire pit, it's a big fire pit, stone fire pit. It's really nice and really new, kind of new. And I walk off, hoping my area was going to be nice and clean and safe. Nothing stupid would happen. I go on my 4-mile hike. We go to certain areas, blah, blah, blah. We walk around. Kids complain, asking how long we've been walking. And then we come back to the area after like an hour and a half. And I come back, and this entire area is in disarray. Like
That's one way to
it's
put it.
disarray. That's the nicest way of putting it. That's the cleanest way. The cooking area was a mess, but that's a normal thing. It's always a mess.
You're welcome.
And the geocaching and orienteering instructor Ashton released his class 2.5 hours early, then I walk over to the fire pit, and it's the first thing I see. I see duct tape over a certain stone on the fire pit. Duct tape.
Knowing Zach, he's one of those people who are just really good at keeping us cool, but everybody knows he's trying to keep us cool, right? So he's really good at keeping us cool, but he's trying to keep us cool. You know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine him just pacing, trying to figure out what in the HE double frick happened. You know what I'm saying?
Uh, and the first person I look at, it's not Joey, the cooking instructor. No, it's the geocaching and orienteering instructor. Because this kid is
He's interesting.
he's interesting. There we
He's
go. That's
6'5".
the
He's really tall.
he's 6'5".
Yeah, 6'5" clown.
6'5"
Yeah.
clown. I'd have to.
All the growth went into his legs, but not his brain.
That could have gone a lot of ways.
I
Continue.
know I have. Ashton equals dumb. There we go. And so basically, I monkey, but also
Uh-huh.
the stone. The stone. Okay, so I take off the duct tape, and the stone just falls down, and I'm like, I was just silent for a little bit, and then I start saying, WTF, but the entire sentence right there, kind of yelling it, and I just look at Ashton, and he's like, I could explain. So I was cutting because we had a fire that day, and I was cutting wood, like for kindling, or was it kindling or tinder? It was tinder, and I hit the end, the head of the axe against the fire pit, and the stone just broke off.
So I can give
yeah.
a bit of a different angle for this because I actually watched him do it.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't
So
watch
what
him do it.
happened is he set the wood on the stone to split. He hits it,
Oh, that's
gets
so
it
dumb.
stuck on the axe, and then proceeds to slam the axe onto slam the wood onto the stone to split it. But he brings it too close to him, so it hits the edge of the stone, breaking it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm in the
Quick
middle
side note,
of my
y'all.
cooking
I
class.
know I'm a little late, but I am here. California's big, and I wasn't expecting the drive to take so long. And I didn't get
Alright.
served until like 5 seconds ago.
Well,
Hey, y'all.
that's AJ from no, not AJ. That's CJ.
That's CJ.
Hey,
My bad,
AJ.
my bad.
AJ, I will fight
It's
you,
not my
dude.
turn. It's not my turn.
Not his turn. Not his turn.
It's not CJ's
Yo.
turn either.
Yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know that I'm here and I'm currently getting in and out. Never had that before, but it is what it is.
Borger.
I'm just gonna be in the call now. If I lose service, it's California sucks.
All right, time to edit that entire out because it broke
Yeah.
every single rule almost.
Well,
not as
he broke
No,
one
okay,
rule,
it
but
broke a-
everybody
it
in the
broke a
episode will
couple.
kind of understand what rule he broke after I add a beep in. But
not as bad as Ohio. But
Oh, you're
Not
gonna
as
leave
Ohio.
it in, but just with beeps? Okay.
no.
it's-
Moving on.
So Joey, I know you have a story you'd like to tell us about a certain kid that happened that was in your class.
Well. So,
His name
Gotta
was
tell you.
Steven, right?
oh yeah, Steven. His name was Steven. And for purposes. And so this is third week. We reach all the classes. They've gone great. Gotta love them, And then we reach Thursday, third week, second day, or second last day. And just to start off this class, I just want to let you know. So I'm starting off this class, and I'm standing there talking to everybody. And then, I look at my paper, and I look up, and then everybody has their knives out. And I'm like, hello? So that's basically what this class was, okay? Now, fast tracking Steven, okay? So I asked them all to put their knives away as one should. And so Steven is a bit of a troublemaker. He's a bit of a hassle. So Steven is lying down on the bench instead of paying attention.
Can I add in on something about this kid? So Steven, basically, this kid was rambunctious the entire time I was there, and when I was teaching my class, I literally stopped my class. Was it 3 or 4 times?
Yeah, probably 3. Yeah,
three times,
for sure.
just to tell this kid to stop doing his thing. And the third time I come over there, I tell him to stop and sit down, and he looks me dead in the eye. He says, "You can't stop me." And I said, "Why?" And he says, "Because I have ADHD." And I'm like, "Okay, there, buddy."
I'm not sure if that's how that works.
It's not how it works. I also had his brother in my class, and he said, "Oh yeah, he uses that excuse all the time." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Like, because it's funny. I think it's funny. It's the funniest excuse you can think of.
Right? Fair enough. Yeah, I was
All
like,
right.
oh. But, so, as we were saying earlier, Ashton makes fires and everything. At this point, it's put out. And there's coals and everything. So he decides that, coal meets hand, and hand meets people. Okay? So he says, let me just slap people with coal ashes on my hand. So I was like, all right, buddy, you gotta chill out here. I'm giving you chances. I don't want to kick you out and everything, but you gotta chill out, right? So this is probably like time 15 that I told him to stop. So all right, we're chilling, and we get to what is it? It's Thorgard, and it's still, keep in mind, first 3 hours of class. So Thorgard happens, we're under the pavilion, and we're all chilling, right? And Steven decides to get on his bike and make circles inside the pavilion around the table, right? And then he decides it's a bright idea to just run into this other kid that he just happened to like so much. And that one kid that he happened to like so much happened to have a knife out. So he ran into said kid, and said kid accidentally cut himself. So that's when I said, okay, buddy, it's time to go. This is a lot. And,
Like logic says, I'm as white as the Mona Lisa. I'm as black as my cousin Keisha. I'm biracial, so bye, Felicia.
Mm-hmm. Actual quote.
Yes, sir.
Actual quote.
That is the actual quote.
Yes. Yeah, incredible.
Logic is he's a streaming prodigy now.
Yeah. So basically, I am Monkey, but yeah, Steven's now a legend. Yep, by lunch, he was kicked out of camp. Pretty exciting.
That's the best part.
Yeah, by lunch, man. By lunch. Wild. And what's the really funny part? Is Scoutcraft is right next to the management building, right? And right as this stuff happens, I told the kid he has to leave, and then our camp director is walking over, right? To tell the kid that he has to put a helmet on when he rides his bike.
What do you say?
Oh man, it was too good. It was too good.
Yeah. So I was at the ecology lodge when this happened because of Thorgard, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
And I get a radio call from the camp director, and he asked me if I was in the area. No, I said, go ahead, and he said, never mind, you're not in the area. I'm like, okay. And then during lunch, we had an area director meeting, and I asked him, why did he radio me? And no, the reason I went up to him was because I asked him to watch your class, sit into your class during the second half because of the kid. I didn't know he got kicked out of camp yet. And and he tells me the story that you just said, and I was just flabbergasted that entire time, because flabbergasted. Because out of all my years in this camp, I've only seen two really stupid things happen at Scalcraft. Last year, when I taught the cooking merit badge, a kid burned another kid with a metal spatula.
We've gone over
and
that.
This,
good episode.
And we've gone over that.
The Camp Staff Podcast.
That's the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
And this year is now that. And also the stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Scoutcraft do be wild.
We do be wild. So, any more stories from Scoutcraft before we continue on to the next area?
Going once, going twice. Sold. All right.
All right, what's the next area? Would you like to introduce the next area?
I would absolutely.
Do you know what the
love-
next area is?
I would love to introduce the next area. I'll be completely honest with you. It is
All right.
an area that my little brother
throwing up right
happens to be. Listen, don't call me out like that, okay?
I heard you going. This area is I just knew you were just throwing up.
For a little bit of context, we have a chat trying to keep everything organized because there's 10 people on the show at once right now. So
13.
I'm just making sure we're keeping on schedule, keeping on track. The next area happens to be ecology. So all my ecology boys, unmute.
Isn't
Alright.
there,
I
like,
was
two
told
of
I could
us?
unmute here.
Oh, Jacob.
So
Oh, thanks, AJ.
I'm well aware we have a very big story to tell involving ecology, right? But
Go
let's,
ahead, Gabe.
go ahead and introduce yourself, AJ.
Me?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
who you are and
What
where you work.
Okay. I'm AJ and I work at ecology.
Okay, no, that's yes, but what merit badge do you teach?
I was teaching veterinarian medicine and dog care.
Excellent. All right,
Did
Gabe.
he care for the dogs?
We had dog Friday.
Did he care for her?
Yes.
Okay.
Was
It
it
was
a her
beautiful.
or was it a he? I'm pretty sure it was one of the
Nico.
upper managements.
It's a boy.
It was a boy
Boy
named
talk.
Nico.
Nico.
Right. So that's 1/3 of ecology's staff members who are here right now. Let's move over to my little brother. Crazy, right? I have a little brother. Let's introduce him. Hey, Gabe, how's it going?
It's going good.
You know what's funny?
You
He's
should totally
right next to
slap
me.
Gabe.
Yes, I am.
You should slap him.
I should slap him on the show.
Yes.
Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on.
Gabe cry.
That was such a delay in the mic. Did everybody hear the slap though?
It was a slap and then 5 seconds
Yes.
after.
Domestic abuse.
Uh-huh.
All right.
There's the absolute
Domestic abuse gang. Anyways, Gabe,
domestic abuse isn't that bad.
what do you do at ecology?
I teach reptile and amphibian study.
That's kind of cool. All right. So Jacob, where did you work at ecology?
I worked for 1 week doing animal science.
Excellent.
Wow.
So
I also almost broke David's leg that one time.
should we start with let's start with that, and then we'll transition to the big boy ecology story.
Absolutely.
Explain
Absolutely.
what happened from your perspective, and I'll explain what happened from my perspective.
See, what happened from my perspective was that David and I were both going for the ball, and he attempted to go low while I was kicking, so I accidentally kicked his bike.
Yeah. So here's my perspective. So basically,
So
Jacob.
here's my perspective.
Jacob is basically monkey, right? This man is everywhere on the court, and this court happens to be like only 15 feet wide and like 30 feet long, with a picnic table in the way. We were straight clowning, right? Eventually, well, at first we were playing with a Gatorade bottle, right? And that was always fun. But then Zach comes over with a ball, and he's holding it over his head like Simba from The Lion King, and he just yeets it towards us, and we start playing with a ball instead of a Gatorade bottle, which changed the game significantly. It got highly aggressive, highly
Can we add something?
intense.
Very quickly.
It got really close. I think we were going to 15, and then the score was 14-14. And then
What
Jacob,
would you like to add, AJ?
huh?
So basically, it wasn't even a soccer ball. It was a volleyball,
It was a volleyball first.
and it had no air in it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can already picture it had no leathering or anything. It was literally just a fuzzy ball, and when it touched water, it would become a soggy ball. So imagine kicking
That was the
that and
best
getting
times.
water in your face
Mhm.
for every powerhouse kick.
Dude, Jacob and I were kind of like going off, and then AJ was kind of just like the wall on defense. All gas, no
Yeah.
brakes.
I
agree,
played
Russell.
goalie.
All right, so let's kind of transition into the bigger ecology story. So, Gabe, I'm gonna kind of let you take the introduction on this.
All right. So during the first day or first week there, he went back to ecology after one of the meals, I think. No, it was our day off after we were done serving. I got back and one of my snake tanks was open. And I was kind of worried because it looked mildly open and I didn't know if she had gotten out. I went over and started looking. When I went and opened the tank fully, there was no snake in there. There was a turtle shell that was on the very top of the shelf on the floor completely, and small things from the shelf as well. We assumed she had just gotten out on her own and somehow knocked all this stuff over. Then we started thinking maybe a camper started messing with it because we couldn't lock the building at the time. So we had no keys. So the idea of a camper messing with her and taking her really, it just, I don't know how I felt. It was terrifying. And so I started telling a few people. The news got spread slowly but surely. Almost everyone from our cohort system was helping me look for the snake. That same night, we started looking around the entire building. And then one person, Ashton, decided to try to open the storage room door, which we didn't think she could even get into. He opened the door, and David was outside patrolling around the building, and David yelled something, or someone yelled something. I started running.
It was Ashton.
It was Ashton who yelled?
Yeah,
So
I remember.
Ashton started yelling. I started running back thinking something had happened. Even if it wasn't about my snake, if something had happened, I wanted to be there just in case, because you never know. People are family, basically. And so I run back, and I hear everyone just talking about stuff. I can't really hear anything. Then I hear one person tell me that the snake is in there under some paper. I get in there, I lift up the paper and see my snake, and I burst into tears with happiness because I lost my snake. It's devastating to me.
So yeah, so let me anecdote on that. So basically, the whole day,
The monkey.
I was being baby monkey, right? So I was really feeling for my little brother, because like imagine losing your puppy, right, that you've had for 2 years, right? That's what it felt like for Gabe when he lost his snake, right?
But that would be a dog if it was for 2 years.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
point,
because that's
good
a
point.
baby pup.
I'm sorry.
a
I'm
baby
so
dog or
sorry,
puppy.
guys. Let me rephrase. So
Sir, I
imagine you
teach
lost
dog
your
care.
dog that you've had for 2 years. Okay, that's what it
Thank
felt
you.
like to Gabe. So after he found it, I was kind of like in full emotional mode, and I kind of just cried and hugged everybody. Don't tell my boss because social distancing. I love you, bosses. But yeah, it was a big old cry fest for Gabe and I because like we had a really special brotherly bonding moment, and everybody called me an ugly crier, which I will fully and openly admit I am the ugliest crier in the world. Everybody can unmute and just roast me right now if they wanted to.
Can confirm.
Yeah, just hit
Can
him
we
with the
get
can
Chris?
confirm.
Chris can confirm.
He's
Absolutely.
just ugly in general,
Can
so.
confirm.
True.
100%.
If you guys want
Yeah,
to see what
yeah,
Zach
yeah.
and I look like, you can go on the Camp Staff podcast
Instagram.
I'm the hunk on the left. He's the hunk on the right.
I'm the hunk in the middle, first off.
Oh wait, was Austin in that photo? Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Austin's in that picture. He's the
He's
one
at
at
the very end.
He's the hunk in the middle. He's the short backpack.
Austin's the backpack, yeah.
He is.
So in case you guys couldn't see the chat, I made a petition to refer to our boss as Wednesday.
Yes.
GW Wednesday.
GW Wednesday. We can't say his name because
GW
we're gonna get in trouble if we do. But the
Hey,
ongoing
GW.
the ongoing joke. Well, no, I don't even know how. Zach, would you like to explain GW Wednesday?
Yeah, I can. So, in our campsite, we had we can go back to the story when we have everyone here.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Let's finish.
Oh,
Let's go.
yes, yes. Let's do the
let's do the
areas.
last
It's one of those campsite stories. I'd agree. I'd
Yeah.
agree. All right. Is there any more stories from ecology other than the unfortunate happenings of
Another area director spending more time in our area than his own area.
Ooh, shade.
No names.
Ooh.
No names. No names.
No names. No names. No names.
That's why I said another area director.
Can we also talk about how Ashton opened the door with a screwdriver? We don't have a key, by the way. So you
Oh
have to
yes,
like
please
pick
explain.
at the knot. You have to pick at the knot with like a knife or anything sharp. So he had a flathead screwdriver.
No,
This
no,
man-
no. It was his diving knife. It wasn't a screwdriver.
It was
Did he?
his
I thought he
diving
used a
knife.
screwdriver. But yeah, this
No.
man literally whips out his knife and he's like, "Watch this." He like somehow gets it in there. His knife is not even like that small. It's pretty big of a size. So he
It's
puts it in
bulky,
there.
boy.
It's a bulky one. And then he somehow manages to open it. Yeah, even if we have the keys to the ecology lodge, the key does not fit in that room. It's literally just a dirty bathroom with a bunch of telescopes.
Mhm.
Can we talk about the fact that it hadn't been open in like 4 years prior to this?
Oh yeah, it was our first time opening it, and we were like, "Wow, look at that toilet." And that was
Sure,
about
was
it.
opened last year. I can guarantee that.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. No. It's
Oh.
just it's more of just a storage closet rather than a bathroom.
It's
From
just
what
a
I've heard.
pain to open. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
pretty much.
It also stinks in there, so.
Yes.
Oh,
So
I've been told it
basically,
smells
the snake
disgusting.
had to crawl through some pipes in order to get in there because there's no way it was going under the door, right?
Which is confusing to everyone.
Yeah, we're not sure
Yeah.
how
Either
or
that or
why it
campers
would go
are
there, but
jerks.
it did.
Moisture.
Moisture, true.
Either that or campers are jerks.
Watch
Right.
this
I
man
doubt
like
campers
go
would be
through
able
the
to open
toilet.
that door.
Go through the toilet. Toilet
This man
snake.
gets to the
Toilet snake.
toilet snake.
Ooga.
Toilet snake.
Toilet
Ooga
snake.
booga,
Toilet snake. Toilet snake. Toilet snake.
All right.
Toilet snake. Okay.
Toilet snake do be doing toilet things.
All right.
All right. So, any more words from our ecology area? Any anecdotes
I'm
or
good.
add-ons? Everybody chilling? Everybody vibing?
Everybody
Alright.
else? No?
Yo, the pygmy.
Noodle.
Oh, the pygmy rattlesnake.
yeah.
Oh, we have to talk about the coral snake too, Steven. Don't forget.
We'll do that at the campsite.
Oh, yeah.
That's a campsite story.
Yeah.
Yes,
Who
sir.
wants to explain the pygmy?
Yep, obvious.
Uh,
Explain the
I-
pygmy.
I guess. Huh?
Let AJ do it. He hasn't told a story.
True, true, true.
I don't know this
Yeah,
story.
AJ hasn't told a story.
I don't know
Doesn't
this
know.
story.
AJ, go. Your turn.
When did this happen? My guy, what happened? Tell me. Or not. It's okay.
We hate you, AJ.
All right. So,
Oh,
Jacob, go ahead and say it since you were there, and AJ wasn't. He'll talk more later.
Basically, what happened was that Ashton, he's appearing in a lot of these stories. Ashton decided to come over up to ecology, and something, I have no clue how he got it, but I was teaching a class, and he walks into the door. Hey, Jacob, you want to see this rattlesnake that we just found? So I walk out. I see just. At first, I thought it was an eastern diamondback because I have trouble distinguishing the two, but no, it was a pygmy rattlesnake, and it was just in a tank. Ashton, being the intelligent person he was, said, "Do you guys want to keep him?" And Gabe can tell the response, right, Gabe?
So, before I tell the response, what happened was Ashton was teaching his class, and they stumbled upon it near a campsite. Came back to ecology and grabbed our snake hook, which we use for venomous snakes, basically would be the term of it, or just snakes in general. Came and got that, went with a tank, grabbed the snake with it, and put it in the tank and brought it down to us. So when he asked if we could keep it there, I told him no, because legally we can't, because no one on us had the legal registration to house a venomous snake in the first place. Plus, the Ecology Lodge does not count as a legal area to house venomous snakes. So that's about it.
Basically, Ashton is monkey.
Yes.
sounds about right.
Talking about monkeys, let's welcome David back.
Hello. Wow. Had to go up my life like that. Hey Zach,
Yes, sir.
did you know that there were actually 4 areas in our different cohort, or in our cohort?
Let's go back to shooting sports for a second because
oh,
we
just
have.
for a second. Oh
Yeah,
my.
yes, sir. Because
Remember
we have
that
CJ here.
guy from earlier who I had to add a beep for?
Yes,
So
sir.
basically, he was a little late to the recording, right?
It's
But
all good though because California's dumb.
California's dumb. Anyways, CJ, go ahead and unmute, introduce yourself, and give us a story if you have one from shooting sports.
CJ, I worked at the rifle range at camp, and yeah, stories were told from shooting sports, so I don't think.
Oh, so he's disconnecting. We'll add CJ back to the show when we go over what our campsite living experience was like. So
All right. Oh,
there we go. Anyways, so Zach, would you like to introduce the next area?
all right. This
And
area
this-
is also known as Mini Scoutcraft. It starts with a T. It ends with an S. It's Trailblazers. So let's welcome Trailblazers to the show.
We're also a babysitting service.
A babysitting
Hey,
service, of course.
hey! It's a glorified babysitting service. First off,
You're right. I was giving
every
us too much
last
credit.
one of us.
it's a
Right.
babysitting service with extra steps.
All right, so I'd like to.
I was
introduce-
giving us too much credit.
I'd like to introduce Russell firstly, so he can defend his area real quick. Russell, say hi.
Hi. I mean, there's not much I can say to defend the area. It's the place on camp. I don't know if David and Zach have talked about it before, but Trailblazers is essentially where people get banished to. Like, if you did something wrong, they put you in Trailblazers. I don't know what you did wrong, but if you did something wrong, you were probably in Trailblazers.
And that wrong thing can be saying, yeah, you're okay with teaching Trailblazers. I'm looking at
Precisely.
myself in a mirror, and the mirror is cracking because of how ugly I am, but that's beside the point.
Oh, there goes.
There goes Jacob.
There goes Jacob.
All right. So
It could be a good thing or a bad thing.
so we've introduced Russell. We've introduced Jacob. But there's one more Trailblazer staff that we haven't introduced yet. Would you like to say hi,
Oh.
Robin?
I got it. It's Ryan.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Let me think.
My buddy's just slapping his monitor. He's just like, ah.
I just punched a hole through my screen.
He's dyslexic, guys. Give him a
Austin. Is it Austin?
no.
There's no other female staff member.
You know, you're not wrong. However,
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
There is one more.
is it the most important member of Trailblazers staff?
You're right. Joanna.
What day is it?
Joanna listens to the show, so she wouldn't have any problems with us name dropping. She was unavailable tonight, so unfortunate.
Wow, Joanna,
but-
very cool.
Right.
All right. Now let's introduce the actual person that we're trying to say. Welcome, Robin. Everyone, golf claps.
Hey,
golf
Robin.
claps.
Golf claps.
Golf.
Okay,
That's not golf.
That's definitely okay, guys. We're clowning. Guys, we're clowning.
The unofficial area
We're
director.
being monkey.
Who invited the drunk monkey?
Basically, we are being monkey.
All right. So how you guys doing today?
I've already said how I was doing today. I was with ecology.
Russell, how are you doing?
I
today?
worked.
Jacob.
Jacob, stop talking.
We're not, stop making it about yourself.
Gosh,
I'm sorry.
You've already been in a.
But I'm being such a Leo right now, even though I'm not a Leo.
Stop being such a Leo.
So Russell.
Selfish.
All right, Russell. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. I'm questioning why we had to convince Robin to join this voice call. Initially, she wasn't going to do it, but all of us as a team had to convince her for some strange reason. I don't know why.
I don't know. It's a good question.
It is a good question.
Oh, my cousin.
Priorities, Robin.
Listen,
Priorities.
priorities. The boys
Priority.
or your cousin that you've known all your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Robin, how are you doing today?
Doing
Wow. Thank you for asking me this question. David, can you answer that
Alrighty,
for me?
moving on.
Sorry, I'm cutting out. What was that? Sorry, can you repeat?
How am I doing today? Can you answer that for me?
How are you doing today?
Yeah.
Guys, I'll be quite frank with you. Zach is doing pretty awful today. He woke up on the wrong side of the bed. He
Yeah.
went to the bathroom and he
Yeah.
stepped in a pile of shaving cream. Save every day and you'll always
That
look
is
And you'll always look
that is a story in of itself.
If Weston
Oh
if
my
Wednesday
God.
listens to this, we are going to be in so much trouble.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh-huh. But he doesn't.
So who's sending him the link?
All right.
Send me an
So
email.
now, Trailblazers.
Trailblazers
The
stories
as a whole.
now.
There we go. Thank you.
I'll take the lead for a moment. Just to be clear, for anybody that's hoping that us as the glorified daycare has any significant stories, we don't have too many. Just because whenever something interesting happens, it's not in our area, it's one of the other ones. So keep that in mind. But we did have one memorable moment that Robin wasn't there for because she brought her class somewhere else for that day. If I remember correctly, Jacob, you can confirm this for me. It was maybe the second week of camp?
Second Tuesday.
Gotcha. Okay, so the second week of camp on the second day of classes. And for the most part, the classes in Trailblazers kind of go ranging from extremely quiet kids to like literally bouncing off the walls. So it was just one of those days where we had kids that were all over the place. And Joanna isn't here, but it was her class that is kind of the most interesting out of everybody's. So from my perspective, Jacob has a more on point perspective, but for mine, I was teaching. I only had one kid that day, so I was just teaching my one kid, and I hear a bunch of yelling behind me, and then I hear a smash, and then dead silence. Not a single person was talking, and in my head, I knew that somebody broke something, but I didn't want to turn around to address it until like 2 minutes later. But I turned around and we kind of have a I don't know what you guys call it, an activity shelter, if you kind of want to call it that. There's probably a more specific term.
It's a pavilion.
But a pavilion. And essentially we have those long fluorescent tube light bulbs. And from my perspective, I turn around and I just see that one of our bulbs is just shattered all over the floor, just everywhere, glass everywhere. But I'll hand it over to Jacob to kind of give a more descriptive point of view.
All right, so this class, it made me genuinely depressed the day afterwards. But that's beside the point. So what was happening is that, so I'm going to give a lot more backstory. We do a 5-mile hike in the early morning, and these kids, from standing up to it to coming back from the hike and sitting down, complained the entire time. There wasn't a time when they weren't complaining, right?
Were they like younger
But
kids?
yeah, it was mainly younger kids.
Gotcha. So mommy wasn't
wasn't
off their sandwiches, so they got mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I believe these kids were give or take 12 to 13 years old, somewhere in that range. Trailblazers is definitely a daycare. It has all of the younger kids. So.
For sure.
Yeah. So yeah, that should have been an omen, and we actually did recognize it as an omen. So on the second half of the day, Joanna had just gotten done teaching, and they were being particularly rambunctious during that lesson. I don't even remember what it was. And yeah, so we just had to sit down for a second and complain. So we just said 10-minute water break. So they began throwing around a Gatorade bottle that they had.
Oh boy.
So
We know
Gatorade
a thing or two
bottles.
about Gatorade bottles. Here at Silver 19.
This camp in specific, Gatorade bottles. Something wrong happens whenever someone has a Gatorade bottle.
actually, I think it was Powerade. Now that I remember, now that I'm thinking of
that's even
remembering
better.
about it. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, we were just running our temples, complaining the entire time, and I look up. I watched this as it happened. One of the kids, he wanted us to call him. He wanted us to call him after a food item, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm literally watching as he throws it up, and the cap just makes perfect contact with the light, and it shatters.
No.
Yeah.
That is an
And
Pretty much,
I
it
was
sounded
about-
like a small explosion. Like I don't know,
yeah.
for the people that are here, I don't know if you guys have ever had the experience of like throwing a pine cone into a fire, like a closed one, and it just kind of explodes. That's literally what it sounded like.
Ooh.
That's genuinely what it
if you
sounded
throw-
like.
if you
Only
throw those
at
white
the
rocks into fires and they just start popping, type of thing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
yeah,
That
and
sounds uncomfortable.
Just a
only
little more
add the
explosive.
and also add the sound of glass falling down about 2 seconds later because everybody's so silent that you could hear a pen drop. And yeah, so Joanna and I had them.
Can I go?
Joanna and I had them go. Yeah, they were all looking directly at Joanna and I because Joanna instantly snapped back. Like I'm fairly certain she got whiplash from it. That's how fast she snapped to look at them. Right. So I'm just looking at them with the most "I will murder you" expression I could muster, I think. And we had them sit out while we brushed it, and yeah, that was
Now that I think about it, after it exploded and I decided to turn around and address the problem at hand, I just remembered Joanna walking over to me and just kind of like trying to prevent from yelling, and I straight up looked at him, and I didn't scream because I don't like to escalate my voice, but it was a very firm yell, and
Absolutely.
I had them all space out 6 feet apart, and I had them all sit in the dirt, outside of our pavilion for like 30 minutes. No conversation, no moving. Like if they moved for all practical reasons, I threw the Powerade bottle at them. Like nothing was going on. And I was like, alrighty.
Yeah.
Here we go.
The final half hour of the class was actually decent though because they all shut up and actually paid attention. So
yeah,
silver linings, people. Silver linings.
I see. So this light, right? What was his name?
Yeah.
What?
What was
Actual
the light's name?
The light's name
you
was
guys
Henry.
Give him a proper funeral service, like one does. You know?
Yeah. The light's name was Henry.
Oh, okay.
Henry.
Okay. My sorry. It's like not everybody does this, but like I know traditionally in my household we always name our light bulbs. So
You name your light bulbs?
is that not something?
Gabe,
you guys...
can you confirm?
Gabe,
No.
do you guys not do that?
Gabe, can you confirm?
Gabe, shake your.
Yeah.
Yes.
so-
What's your light
Shake
bulb?
your
that...
head, yes. Shake your head.
Gabe, shake your head on the audio podcast, please. Guys, I can
All right.
confirm he's shaking his head. Yeah, I'm looking at him in the corner. It's kind of funny.
All right, so let's take a few steps back for a moment and go back to the kid Steven. I know Jake has a story he would like to tell about him. Jake works Healthcraft, so let's worked Healthcraft for
he works
the.
a lot of areas.
He worked everywhere. He was everything.
So, Jake, if you'd like to introduce yourself, what you do, and
What's up, guys?
This guy.
What's up, Jake?
So, I work
the
at
light
a few
bulb.
different yeah. I work at a few different camps. I'm the program director for Cub Scout stuff at one camp in Florida. So that's fun. But yeah, I work at the council a lot. So
very good, very good.
So yeah, so like I just have 3 quick stories and stuff. So the Steven kid incident. So I had them on the class on Tuesday, and he I could tell he was super hyper, but he was chasing a kid with his knife, so I took the knife and ripped the corn off his toe and chip. Okay, then I gave it to his dad. Okay, then after lunch, apparently his dad gave him the knife back. So he was playing the knife game. You guys know what that is?
Five finger fillet.
Yeah, so
Sadly,
he's
I
just-
know it much more than I should.
He's just going at it. I'm like, I was kind of impressed that he didn't stab himself, but I took the knife away again. Then I took his friend's knife too, so I kept them in my pocket the whole time. Then Thor got ran off, so we had to go to the dining hall. So then this kid has his phone on him, and so he basically goes on these adult corn videos, if you guys know what I mean. And he's just running around the dining hall showing everyone these videos, these corn videos. So I was just like, what is wrong?
well,
Kids
like,
are
was it
watching
shucked corn or was it like, corn with the skin?
Corn on the cob. Corn on the cob.
Corn on the cob.
Corn on
Not
the
shucked.
cup.
Corn on the
Corn
cob.
on the cup.
Have we
Yeah,
shucked it yet?
adult corn videos.
Oh,
Yeah,
fully.
he's like,
It was on the cob. Okay.
yeah, exactly. Zach, yeah. So I took this kid's phone away. Then he's just, I literally, as soon as Thor got run off, I took him outside and I let him do laps because I want him to get tired. And he did a good 30 laps around the dining hall. Then that was actually the worst mistake because then he got more hyper. Because he went and bought, him and his brother went and bought some slushies from the train post. So that was a bad mistake on my part. Because I told him I'd buy him a slushie if he calms down. So he literally shut up for 30 minutes. If he spoke a word, he wasn't getting slushie. So, I kind of blackmailed him there. But then I got him slushie. That was a horrible mistake. But yeah, that's my Steven story. So, yeah. But then, two other stories real quickly is those two dogs. I woke up, I wake up at 3 a.m. every morning and run 4 miles around camp. So then I got my truck because I was too tired. I was too lazy to walk to the dining hall. And these dogs are just chasing my truck. And I open it and they both jump in. Okay. And they're muddy as heck because it just rained. So the whole inside of my truck got destroyed. And one of them stepped on my iPad. And the iPad surprisingly is fine, but it was green for a while. Then I threw it and it fixed itself. But yeah, these two dogs went follow me. They kept following me everywhere. So then the Rangers got them. So I kind of missed. I was gonna take the dogs home with me, but I can't do it. Yeah. Then I think
Ripperoni and pepperoni.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
right. I think some of you guys know about the bear story. How the bear got in the back of my truck.
I do not know that story.
I
Okay,
do not know this story.
So this is like my
me,
second
what?
day working at camp, and I'm in my toolbox just organizing, chilling, because I'm OCD about how my truck is, and I leave a bag of goldfish because I'm munching on it. And I go in my truck, and all of a sudden the back of the truck just like gets pushed down. So I thought it was some of you guys messing with me. So I'm like, oh, ha ha ha! I get out, and there's a big bear just right there chilling, eating the goldfish. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna calmly walk away. So then,
Bro, he was just vibing.
He was
and
vibing.
no, my truck.
He was just-
My truck was running too. So he was like huffing my exhaust because I have dual exhaust. So it smells interesting, and he's just sitting there sniffing in my tailpipe. I'm like, what's this? Okay.
He was
Then,
getting,
he
he was
eventually
getting high on fumes, bro.
Yeah, it's the V8 engine fumes, I guess. The BP gas,
Fumes and goldfish. That's all we need in the world.
Yeah, British Petroleum, right?
Bears naturally eat fish, so it's like it works.
Yeah, that's everything. Those are my 3 stories at camp, I guess. So
That's pretty excellent.
Good job, Jake.
Especially when I didn't
Thank
know
you.
about the bears.
Yeah.
thing. Imagine
I just realized my
Yeah,
mic muted.
it was just
Yeah.
I thought it was you guys. Like I literally thought it was you guys in the back of my truck just being stupid, just like trying to shake it. So I'm just like, I didn't expect to see a giant 200-pound bear, and then I'm like, okay.
No, that was just me. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. My
Yeah.
nice bear costume was
David-
realistic.
David's
He's
a
very
bit different when
furry.
he's hungry.
David's a furry. That's what I'm hearing.
I'm a furry.
That's why I see
David's a
big
furry.
tailgate.
Lordy.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna
You're a furry just like those campers in Ashton's troop.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
That- I remembered that.
All right, so we're gonna get a big old fat mute for Jacob. Anyways, so we're about at the hour mark of the show, right? We are straight
1 hour.
vibing. Okay. Well, there's still more,
As
ladies and
always.
gentlemen. We still got to talk about our campsite experiences. All right. So basically, they did not have us all at staff camp because they separated the staff and they wouldn't want us to be cross contaminating, right? So we so
David, I didn't know your persona was a trunk monkey.
okay. So we have a chat going on right now, and in the chat, I'll explain it. AJ said at Davey, which is my Discord username, for David's persona is a trunk monkey. Okay, so the trunk monkey meme is just a regular meme, right? But I had never seen it before until AJ introduced it to me, and I laughed for a solid like 7 minutes about the trunk monkey. I don't know why. So that's probably where the basically I am monkey like roots came from. But no, I do not have a persona, unfortunately, for you, AJ. So yeah. Anyways, moving along. Basically, we were at a campsite, just like all the other campers, except we were in Adirondack sites, so like kind of like cabins. If you guys don't have Adirondacks at your camps, they're all right. Super hot still. Just bringing your fans is kind of necessary. You know what I'm saying? But oh boy, do we have some stories to tell you.
Oh, should I?
Yeah, that was kind of
Which
like your
story?
cue to like.
Oh, okay, that
add
was my
on, you
cue.
know, hold on, let's restart. So basically,
Okay.
oh
Wait,
boy, oh boy, we have some
3,
stories.
2, 1, action.
Oh boy, don't we have some stories from the Zach? Do you think we should redo that again?
Yeah, let's run it back.
Run it back.
That's reverse sound effect. All right, and 3, 2, 1, action.
And oh boy, do we? Sorry, I'm just okay. Moving.
It's all right. It's all right.
Y'all are straight up memeing. Just keep talking.
I'm aware.
All right, should we do the Wednesday story?
Wednesday story. All right. So,
Yeah.
At any point, anybody in the chat can kind of like add their little
Talk.
rendition. Yeah. So this is gonna
You
be
can
a
just
more. So it's gonna be more chaotic, but it's definitely gonna be more like less formatted because there's just so
Interesting.
much to talk about when it comes to our campsite.
So what we're trying to say is that you guys can all unmute your mics right now.
Yeah.
That's the curse. That's a curse. Whatever you just said is a
Oh, yeah.
curse.
So I'm gonna unmute Jacob. I know it's unfortunate for everybody's ears, but
No,
Oh,
no,
no.
no, no.
Nope.
Wait, I think we should
Plenty of
start with the
screen time
snake.
today. Just
I
kidding.
think Steven should start with the snake.
Oh yeah.
should we do the-
Steven, start with the coral snake.
Yeah.
Yo, so I was walking over to the bathhouse, and all I hear is someone else yelling about a snake. So I kind of head over, confused, and all I hear is these two dudes talking about a coral snake, and so
David
I
and
get
me.
it spotted. It was laying right up against the concrete, so I couldn't really get at it. So one of the other dudes, I think it was CJ, took off his sandal, kind of scared it off from the concrete, as I just kind of pounded its head in with my boot.
Okay, hold on. It wasn't
Hold up,
that I
wait.
scared it away from the concrete. It was I hit it with my slot or my sandal, and it just kind of went out, and then Steven just started like
Sí, yo
pounding,
también.
like full on curb stomping this poor coral snake for like 5 minutes, just straight ham. Like, I don't like if PETA was there. Even PETA would be like, bro, yo, it's a snake, leave it alone. But no, he done killed it. 5 minutes of just pure like curb stomp, and then we dragged it over to the fireplace and skinned it. Because Boy Scouts, we do that.
It's casually skinned a snake.
Yeah, this skin is actually sitting in my kitchen right now.
Steven wanted a bracelet, and Ashley said, "I'll skin it for you."
I still have it.
first
I'm
about-
actually currently curing it.
Oh.
Fair.
So for the beginning of the story, it's me and David's waiting in line to take a shower, or maybe it was Stevie. I think it was David.
No, it was
And then
the three of us.
Oh yeah, okay. And we were talking about something, and then we see a snake, and then I take off my chancla Hispanic, Sandal for the translation. I slapped the snake in like the butt area, and then David's like, "Yo, no, that's a coral snake." He's like, "Yellow touches black" or something like that. And then Steven comes over. We're like, "Steven, you got your boots on?" He's like, "Yeah." Takes this man and stomps him. I forget what happened, but apparently the snake was biting at his shoe, and once Steven stepped on him, it smashed his jaw open, basically killing the snake in an instant. But that's just how it went on.
Steven
Ashton skinned
had
it.
some built up rage from that week for I don't know why. Like
Was it week 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I think
definitely week
Yeah, it was
two.
week
It was
two.
okay. That
Yeah,
makes
week
sense.
two.
He was teaching the cooking merit patch, so
I gotcha. So he had some
Appreciate
built up
that.
rage and aggression, and everybody could tell when he was just going to town at this coral snake. If anybody doesn't know what a coral snake is, it's one of the most venomous snakes in Florida.
You know the Weird Al song "Weasel Stomping Day"?
It's so oddly specific, but yeah, I do.
So to add a little bit of hilarity to this story, I was in the bathroom during the first half of this and just hear yelling, "It's a coral snake! It's a coral snake!"
Dude, I was saying that because CJ was shoeless, right? Just trying to kill it with a flip flop. My man was about to
Not
get.
a good idea.
Yeah, my man was about to get sent to the ER.
He was going to die.
Commit exactly.
See, the Hispanic sacred weapon is a flip flop. You don't want to challenge anybody in the Hispanic
Absolutely not.
heritage with
Yeah,
a
no,
flip
I wouldn't
flop,
mess with AJ
and
with a
that would
flip-flop.
be counted as me. Me and David. Here's another story.
David and I.
So me and David were in the showers. There's this giant wall that separates the two showers, so we can talk. At the very top, there's this green tree frog.
Oh yeah,
So
I know him.
I was bored, and I was like, "Bro, David, I'm gonna send you a package." So I grabbed some water.
I was so concerned.
I threw it at
I
the
had no
frog,
idea what was
and then
going
the
on at all.
frog falls on David in the other shower, and all you hear is.
Oh, God.
Bro, I
Hear
flipped.
David
I was so
screaming.
done. By the time you're taking
Yeah,
a shower, it's like
that's
10:45, like 10:30, 10:45, so you're ready for bed, right? So you're just kind of being there, cleaning yourself off. You gotta let dirt and grime on you from working so hard. And I just get a frog on me.
It's pretty slimy.
Yeah.
Slimy situation.
Was it an itsy bitty little bit teeny bitty froggy?
It's a bitty, it's a teeny,
yeah.
it's a bitty froggy. All right. Anyways,
Next story.
Next, that's a camp song. Yeah. So AJ and I had our piece for the
So
campsite. That's special for us.
Before we move on to anything specific, I know we said we were going to talk about it, but we haven't gone over it yet. What we mean by GW Wednesday.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I was
of
about to
course.
go into.
Let's do that now, and then we can go over I Am Monkey and us throwing bottles at trash cans.
All right.
Yes, Steven, later you can go over the spoon story, but we gotta get things going because I'm pretty sure my laptop's gonna run out of memory soon if we don't be careful.
What a guy.
And also, we have 45 minutes until we release this episode.
True.
Oh.
Yeah, and so basically, oh gosh, what was it? GW Wednesdays. All right. So our camp director was sleeping in our campsite, right? And you know, with like a normal campsite, you guys have to do a duty roster, and so basically, the story behind it was that we each cabin or each group of the pairing of people had to clean up the entire campsite during their certain day. Obviously, it's a duty roster, and so our camp director, his last name starts with a W, and we're like, hey, your cleaning day should be Wednesday, and then
No, he said his cleaning day should be Wednesday.
his cleaning day should be Wednesday. All right, and then
That is false. Don't be throwing out false
No, that was
information.
false. That was kind of false. He essentially basically said, "Don't put me at the end of the week because I'm busy, and don't put me at the beginning of the week because I'm busy." But he goes like in the middle of the week, it's kind of smooth sailing. So we were like, "Oh, the stars are aligning. Everything's gonna click, right?"
And then we say it.
W Wednesday.
Wednesday. W Wednesday.
W Wednesday.
And it became the camp meme.
So just at for all practical reasons, at any possible opportunity, our entire cohort, which is we weren't really called campsites, it was more cohorts. But our entire cohort would just scream it and just clap aggressively.
Not even on Wednesday. Not even Wednesday.
Not even on Wednesday.
No Wednesday.
Literally anytime.
It would be like, "What's tomorrow, guys?" W Wednesday, and everyone just claps.
And then our camp director had a good quote for us. He goes, "I can't fix stupid."
That's a heart.
That's for a completely different story.
Oh, we can go over the tables as well. There's so
We
much.
just let's go over that really quickly, and then let's do 2 more stories, and then
Yeah, we
end
gotta
it.
go over I Am Monkey, and then me standing on the table shirtless. Anyways,
All right. So the table, I can't fix stupid. That came from our camp director also. He so I think it was like almost every day. It was like every other day, except for this last week where it was every day. People would rotate the tables around. I cannot say we because I was not involved with it in the slightest.
Because he didn't care enough.
I didn't care enough. People would rotate the tables around, and then I think it was the second. Was it Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday.
Thursday? Yeah, it was Thursday. No,
It was Wednesday when they got put upside down because I
Yeah.
was there and I helped out with that.
Oh right.
It was
You guys
Wednesday.
just said we'll do it today. And I was like,
Yep, it was Wednesday. So they would rotate the tables around, and then Wednesday, I'm walking back from my area. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm just tired. I walk in, and I see Chris, CJ, and I think it's Russell. Yeah, it was Russell.
100%.
Yep,
100%.
they're all just sitting on the tables having a normal conversation, and all the tables are upside down. I walk in, I think and it sounds like I started having an asthma attack.
Ooh, wouldn't I know about that?
Yo, get better lungs, bro.
Just breathe, David.
yeah, David.
Come on.
Come on, Davi, just breathe.
I'm being bullied.
Imagine
You like
flexing
insect
on,
disorder?
imagine flexing on people that can't breathe by breathing.
David, guess what?
What?
Alright, drunk monkeys.
I will not deal with
Drunk
discrimination
monkeys.
on this podcast.
And so basically, they flip the tables upside down, and then they see the camp director himself, the big man, walking up into the activity shelter, and they all run out into their cabin, except for CJ, who just runs into Chris's and Russell's cabin also with them. And I'm just sitting. I just walk into my room, about to get ready to take a shower, and here he comes in. I open the door, and look out, and he says, "You know what? You can't fix stupid." And I'm like, "You're right.
He's right.
Am I right? Am I right, Zach?"
We just wanted his attention. That's all we wanted. We wanted.
That's all we wanted.
So,
we wanted
can we
Wednesday's
all-
attention.
Can we all
All I gotta
agree
say is
the
that
only
chicken
reason
parm was
why-
great.
Chicken parm was delicious.
Chicken parm was good.
Yeah.
Can we agree that the only reason why he actually camped with us is because he knew that of all people, we were going to be the troublemakers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Or at
definitely.
least,
And
or
as
at
you
least
can
the
hear
most
by our stories
entertaining
this
group.
evening, yeah. He didn't do a very good job of keeping an eye on us, that's for sure.
No, he did not.
Well, he did keep a good eye on us for other things, but for things like control and everything else, he
Making sure we don't go full monkey and scream at the top of our lungs.
Speaking of, let's transition to the last day.
The last
camp.
day. Chris, I want you to
Chris.
spearhead this one. Is he there?
not even here.
Ya bomb.
Go ahead. What about the last day?
I want you to spearhead this one. I want you to set the scene for us throwing bottles into the trash can at
Oh my goodness. The
comedically
last
large
day of
distances.
What a
camp.
vibe. What a vibe.
All right, so we had just wrapped up at the Scoutcraft Pavilion. It was like 9:45 at night, and for whatever reason, we had a lot of energy, and so we were taking like, what kind of bottle was it? It was like Schweppes. Was it the
Schweppes.
Schweppes
It was the
Ginger
Lipton
ale.
tea.
Ginger ale.
It was the Lipton
Ginger ale.
tea bottle.
It was Schweppes
It's
ginger ale.
ginger ale.
Schweppes sponsor us, Schweppes.
Schweppes, please. Back up.
Come on, Tijuana Flats. I've been.
Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag should be sponsored.
I tagged you twice today in a tweets. Tijuana Flats. Come on,
Our social
gotta respond.
media managers probably just looking at us like, what are they doing?
What is this?
Anyways, yes,
Okay,
Chris,
continue,
continue.
Chris.
So we were just kind of chilling, trying to throw Schweppes Schweppes ginger ale bottles into the trash can. The trash can was essentially a bucket with like a plastic bag in it.
Walmart bag.
And for whatever reason, none of us could do it. Be it we're all bad or the trash can was rigged. I don't really know what it was.
Shooting sports.
Talking about, I think the trash can was rigged.
It was
Mine
like a
literally
circus
went
game. How they're all
in
rigged, you know? Because
and
you know
bounced out.
we are all
every single
clowns,
time.
and this is our
They
circus.
rigged our arms.
They
The
did.
only
They rigged our
reason
arms.
It took a while was because the trash can was almost full. So it kept
Oh,
bouncing
yeah.
out.
You know, you might be onto something, Gabe.
I mean, he would be the one to say that the best because literally he was the one throwing the bottles back out.
Yeah, he was literally a
Yeah.
boy.
So eventually, David is shirtless because he was planning on taking a shower, or he had just come back from the shower. I can't
I was
remember.
planning on taking a shower.
And he gets up on one of the tables. It's like on the far end of the activity shelter. And I can't remember what you screamed, but you screamed something.
So basically,
Yeah, that's
I
exactly
am
what I said.
monkey.
I said,
Oh,
so
did you?
basically, I am
Yes.
monkey, and I
Like
yeeted it.
screamed it at the top of his lungs.
Don't forget when I
And
360
just to be
bottles
clear,
out.
like we got back at like 9:45, but at the moment of him screaming "I am monkey," it was maybe like it was past 11, like easily past.
It was
11.
11:30. It was 11:30.
Yeah, it was extremely late.
So like other campsites were already like asleep, and we were just screaming and just throwing water bottles across the room.
We actually ended up getting a noise complaint too.
Let's go.
2 noise complaints.
2 noise complaints. Yeah.
Were there 2? I
One of
only
them
knew
was
about
by
Yeah.
the guy
There was
that
2.
was an area director that was never in his own area. Shade is still being thrown.
Who's
Right,
not
I
being,
remember that
who's not
noise
being named?
complaint.
Who's not being named? Cough, cough. But yeah, so basically, I am monkey, and I made it in, right? I made
First
it in
person
the
to
trash
make it
can.
in.
And at this point, everybody completely loses it. Like we are all super hype. Our adrenaline is pumping right now,
We
and
we
We got a little
embodied
bit too
monkey.
dangerous.
we were
Uh,
monkey.
Yeah.
A little bit too dangerous.
all
And so, David said, hydrogen peroxide to the back of head.
Oh yes. So
Booga booga monkey.
we attempted this a week prior, but it wasn't as intense. It was more of a casual, just throwing stuff into the trash can. And then I got to the point where I took off my shorts and I just started throwing anything I could throw at it. We threw our shoes. I threw my shorts at it. I was like ready
I
to
threw
take a
my
shower.
shoe at Gabe.
Yeah. So
Don't
basically,
forget the long shower that day, by the way.
yeah.
Don't forget how you nearly threw the fire extinguisher at it.
That was an amazing idea.
Anyways,
and
after I
still
picked
say
up
we
the
should have done
hydrogen
it.
peroxide bottle full of the cleaning spray, I essentially tried to underhand toss it over AJ's head, but I ended up just bonking him in the back of the head, and he just turns around and he was like, "Bruh."
I was ready
Didn't
to
the
shoot him
bottle
with it.
open up?
Yeah, it
Like,
did.
right
It
Yeah,
sprayed all over the floor. Then after
And
that,
nobody really cared.
while everybody was still trying to make stuff into the trash can, I just casually picked up the fire extinguisher and just started staring at the trash can, and everybody was like, "Wait, no."
I
Honestly.
100% supported it. I said you should have done it.
That would have been fun.
Anyway.
Shooting sports in a nutshell. We aim to please,
It would've
just
been
throwing
worth it.
random stuff in the
Aim
garbage
high.
can.
I feel
Aim
that,
high.
All right.
Full send or no send, am I right, boys?
Full send or no send?
Full send.
All
no
gas, no
So-
brakes.
This has been
All gas, no brakes, boys.
This has been an excellent show. I would say everybody would agree. Right?
Amen.
Yeah.
100%.
As this is the only show that I have personally been on, I think it's fantastic. Best podcast ever.
Excellent.
I'm in the
Yep,
same
I
boat
can
as
agree with that.
Russell. I'm in the same boat as Russell.
So,
I'm also in that
if
same
I
boat.
can just have all you guys mute real quick, Zach and I are gonna wrap up the show. So we had a little quote, right? I'm pretty sure I don't want to like take like all the responsibility for it, or I don't want to take all the like glory for it. But I had a quote. I was like, all right, I am a clown and this is my circus, right? And essentially,
First off, you are a clown.
I'm aware. I'm aware. So I started saying that, right? But at the end of the week, everybody was like, "We are all clowns, and this is our circus." And what that really means is like this is just our oasis. This is where we perform at our peak, you know. So it's really cool to be spending, even if it's a short summer with these guys. All of them, I can say their name and smile, you know, except Jacob. He almost broke my foot.
Jacob is Jacob. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Jacob's. Yeah, unfortunate.
Who's that nerd Jacob? My name is Chelsea.
True.
Server muted him.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, this has been a great episode. If you guys made it all the way to the end, thank you. This has been an absolute ambitious.
You know what, David? I have to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to. Yeah, I want to thank everybody in this call. I'm just gonna say that now. They're my family.
Oh, for sure.
And they mean the world to me. By the way,
Every last one of them.
Every last one of them.
Let's just. I'm just gonna name everybody. Just so everybody.
Even
knows.
Jacob.
Even
Jacob.
Jacob and Chelsea.
Okay. And Chelsea.
So
but not Chelsea.
Let's
Only
thank,
Jacob.
in alphabetical order, I think. Let's thank AJ, CJ, Gabe,
Davey.
Jacob. Oh, fine.
Davey.
Gabe, Jacob, Joey, Chris,
McFadden
and
won.
Joe, Robin, Russell, Steven, and Zach. Right. That was just we're missing a couple faces, but for the most part, our tight group was really fun to be a part of this summer. Yeah. This has been an excellent episode of the Camp Staff Podcast. If you guys liked it, please share with your friends.
Follow us on Instagram at Camp Staff Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at staff_podcast.
Our Twitter's popping.
Oh yeah. Tijuana Flats, please sponsor us. I've tagged you twice. Come on.
2 times. The man is on it. He's our social media manager for a reason. Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And also follow us on Facebook at Staff Podcast. If you Camp Staff Podcast.
You can join a bunch of Indian guys who also like it. I don't know why.
Creepy looking Indian guys.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody. I hope everyone has a great rest of the day.
Yeah.
Or morning.
Yeah. True. You never know when they're listening. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys. Goodbye.